Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam's Cookie Company again. I'm coming at you with another tutorial. This one's going to be pretty fun. Usually you're making cookie cutters and you're making this type where it's really just one shape. For this particular tutorial, we are going to make a donut. So this is going to be pretty cool because what we're going to do is we're going to develop both cookie cutters and then we're going to bridge it. We're going to bridge this little island piece in the center. So let's go ahead and get started.
So here we are in Fusion 360. So the very first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and change my document settings to inches, because anytime I'm creating a cookie cutter, I am generally creating it by the inch. So usually a mini is going to be pretty small. I tend to do something that's around 3.5 inches. So this will sort of help me keep on track to make that cookie cutter 3.5 inches. Just to give you a brief overview of what we're going to do, we're going to create the donut. The first thing we're going to do is create the exterior circle. Then we're going to create the interior circle. And then we're going to go ahead and switch our document settings again to millimeters, because I know that with a Bella cookie cutter maker, I like when my rim for the handle is 8 millimeters. So I'm going to make my bridge match that and be also 8 millimeters. So we switch to inches. We're going to do the exterior circle, the interior circle. We're going to switch to millimeters. We're going to create our bridge, and then we are going to connect everything together. So let's get started with our exterior circle. The very first thing we're going to do is go ahead and create a sketch. We're going to pick the plane, which I like to pick the top. And then we're going to go ahead and create a circle. We're going to use this tool right here. It's called Center Diameter Circle. I'm just going to click on that. I'm going to hover over the center. I'm going to click. I'm going to drag it out, and you see this little dialog box. We're going to hit 3.5 because that is the size that I want my exterior circle. And then we're going to finish that sketch. So let's go ahead and repeat the exact same thing to create our interior circle. So we're going to hit Create Sketch. We're going to pick our plane. I'm going to go ahead and select the circle tool again. I'm going to start in the center and click and drag out. And I'm going to make that center donut, or the center of my donut, 1.5 inches. And then I just hit Enter. And now I'm going to finish my sketch. So now I have my exterior part of my donut and my interior part of my donut. So let's go ahead and create our bridge. As I mentioned earlier, we changed our units to inches. Now I'm going to go ahead and change my units one more time, and I'm going to go back to millimeters. When I'm using the Bella Cookie Cutter Maker, all of those parameters to change the handle and that type stuff is all in millimeters. So I'm going back to millimeters because I know the handle in Bella that I like is 8 millimeters. So I'm going to make my bridge also 8 millimeters. So I'm going to hit OK. I'm going to go ahead and create one more sketch, just like we did before. I'm going to pick my plane, just like we did before. So we're going to pick rectangle, and we're going to use this center rectangle. So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to start at the center like I did before. And see how you have these different adjustments? I can tab back and forth and change them. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hit 8 because that's the millimeters. And then when I drag it, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. I'm going to drag it just outside my exterior circle because I don't want it to exceed my filleted handle. So this should be just about right. Then you click one more time, and I'm going to finish sketch. So now we have all three components of our cookie cutter. We have the exterior circle, we have the interior circle, and we also have our bridge, which we made 8 millimeters. So now we have our donut created. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit so we can see everything. And if we look at everything in isometric, which is this little house right here, you can sort of see it's just a 2D sort of drawing. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at all of the different sketches that I made. Sketch 1 is that exterior circle. Sketch 2 is the interior circle. And sketch 3 is our bridge. So I'm going to turn all those off. Let's start with sketch 1, which is the exterior. We're going to go ahead and create our cookie cutters, and then we're going to blend everything together. So let's select our exterior circle. Then we're going to hit our little cookie cutter man. Let's make this a little bit bigger so we can see this entire dialog box and you can kind of read everything a little bit better. So we went ahead and selected our exterior circle. Our cutter width and height is fine because we decided we wanted to have a 3.5 inch cutter. Our cutter edge depth is 8 millimeters. 6 millimeters. Our cutter depth is overall 23 millimeters, and our cutter handle size is 8 millimeters. And you might remember we made our bridge 8 millimeters. And then I'm going to uncheck Launch 3D Print because I'm going to do that at the very end when I'm completely done. So I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. So here is our exterior circle. Let's zoom out just a little bit. What you're going to notice is now we have bodies. So all of our sketches are turned off, which is fine. We're going to open the bodies. So anytime you're making a cookie cutter from a sketch, sketch 1 and body 1 are the same. Body 1 is actually the made cookie cutter. So we're going to turn that off, and we're going to turn on sketch 2 and do the same thing. So I'm going to click on my interior circle. I'm going to click on my little gingerbread man. We have our dialog box back up. The cutter width and height of this one is 1.5 inches, which is what we decided we wanted. All of these parameters are the same as before. I unchecked Launch 3D Print because we're going to do that at the end, and I'm going to hit OK. So there's our interior circle. So just like we did before, all of our sketches are off. Body 2 is the cookie cutter that we made from sketch 2, which was the interior circle. So I'm going to turn off body 2, and I'm going to turn on sketch 3. This is our bridge. So I'm going to select it, and now we're going to extrude the bridge to be the same thickness as our handle, which is 8 millimeters. So we're going to use this extrude button right here. I'm going to click it. You see the little arrow, or I can pull it, or I can actually just type in the dimension, and I know it's 8 millimeters. So I'm going to hit OK. So we could leave it the way it is, but I want to make the handle look the same everywhere. I'm kind of matchy-matchy like that. So we're going to go ahead and fillet the edges of this bridge. So we're going to use this fillet tool, and you're going to select all of the different corners on this. We're going to flip it around, select each edge of this bridge that we have, and we're going to make those fillets 4 millimeters, and that's going to match the Bella handle that we've been creating on all of our other sketches. So there you have it. There's our bridge. So now we're going to see all of the different pieces of our cookie cutter. So this is body 3. I'm going to turn on body 2, which is the interior of our donut, and I'm going to turn on body 1. So now you kind of see all of the different components of our cookie cutter. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight body 3, then I'm going to shift and select body 2, and I'm going to shift and select body 1, and now I'm going to combine all 3 of them together by using this tool right here. It says combine. And now I can see all 3 items are selected, and I'm going to hit OK. So let's take a look at our cookie cutter. Everything is all combined now. Those fillets look really good. Everything is all matchy-matchy like I like. It's great. So we're going to go ahead and go to 3D Print. And you can see I have Cura down there where it says Application. I've got my cookie cutter selected, and now I'm going to send it to Cura. I just love how this tool makes everything so easy. I was so intimidated by bridging these little islands, I thought there is just no way. But now that I know, it's so simple. I'm so glad I figured it out. And so here we are in Cura, and you can see there's our donut. It's perfect. I cannot wait to use it. And then we're going to hit slice. Let's preview it. And now you're seeing the entire build happen. This build is 4 hours and 30 minutes, which seems kind of long, but you have to remember it's basically 2 cookie cutters and then a bridge combining them. So that's why it's a longer print. Bella in general is a longer print because it's a more sophisticated handle. It's more robust. This is going to be for all of those cookie cutters that I would consider legacy cookie cutters that you're going to keep for the long term. If you wanted a faster build, you might want to consider one of our other products. But let's go ahead and save this to file so we can go ahead and print. I'm going to call it Donut. And there we go. Now we're ready to print our file. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. I can't wait to show you more. So as we learn new tricks, we're going to let you learn new tricks too. Thanks so much. Have a great day.